finish today because today's subject matter is, but we should know the subject matter. Today's subject matter is a bit easy actually because the further questions. Yeah. So today also very less people join. They are not interested in the Bhagavatam, the cream of the subject. Finish. Today's subject matter is, but we should know the subject matter. Today's subject matter is a bit easy. So, yeah, we start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakkhuranimilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jana Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeham Sri Guru Sijita Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanam Cha Sirupam Sagrajatam Sagana Siragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Laitam Sri Visakam Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vandavaneshwari Vrishavanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Haripriya Mancha Kalpatrivasya Kurpa Sindhuvaivacha Patitanam Pavanabhya Vaishnavabhya Namo Nama Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Samiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasata Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauravakta Munda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So thank you very much for attending the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam class. You see that slowly our members, our attendance is lessening because this is the nature of the things. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is such a cream of the things. Unless one is so advanced or so purified, so fortunate, one cannot come and listen to Śrīmad Bhāgavatam classes. It is meant for Nirmasaranam Satam. Those who are very non-envious, those who are very inquisitive to hear the transcendental pastime of the Lord, transcendental message of the Lord. So that is not possible for everyone. It's not, they cannot sustain this. Particularly Bhagavad Gita is fine, but Bhagavatam to hear, it is vastness, it is complexity, that they cannot take it. We need purification for that. Otherwise, everybody, Prabhupada is written today's one of the verses purport. This very unfortunate person, they cannot, they cannot have inclination to hear. Matinna Krishna Swatava Parata, Paratava Sutta, Mitopi Padat. Matinna Krishna, this urge to hear about Krishna consciousness or Krishna's activities will not produce, will not come. Why? Because we need purification. Everybody is not on the same stage to take up this Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam things. Bhagavatam about the knowledge of this. This is a postgraduate knowledge. So you cannot sustain it. Only the fortunate people, they will have this inquisitiveness to hear it, urge to hear it. By simply hearing, this purification will come. Therefore, it is stated that Sadasebhya Sadaseva Bhagavatam Kathaiti. Everybody, Sada Sarvada Sevaya. Everybody, every time one should sob or means hear. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. How Srila Prabhupada saying, Bhagavatam saying that unless one is purified, one cannot. They have no idea that what is called Bhagavatam. That every moment, our duration of life is plundered. Is taken away. Every moment we are reducing 1 moment of our life. But except those person who is discussing about Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, who is discussing, this is a very, very beautiful verses. Before I start in these beautiful notes, I will show you these verses. In the beautiful notes, we will start our today's class, today's subject. The beautiful verses 2, 3, 17. Says, when you talk about the topics of the world, then we are reducing our life every moment, every sunrise. Ayurharati Vaipunsam Udyam Astam Cha Anyashut Tasya Yat Khananita Uttama Sloko Bhattaya. It is said, it is stated here that both by rising and by setting the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone, except one who utilizes the time by discussing the topics of all good personality of Godhead. There are so many different topics, but that decreases the duration of our life. Any topics of the world related to this world, material world, is reducing the life, reducing the duration of our life. But one exception is given. If we are discussing about the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, which is related to, which is the topics related to the personality of Godhead, Krishna, then it will not take us our life. It will make us immortality. Because next birth we are going back to Godhead by dint of hearing. That is the thing. So how important is Śrīmad Bhāgavatam? Today actually, today's subject matter is more about the importance of Bhāgavatam. Appearance of Nārada. Nārada Muni appeared before Srila Vyasadeva, who is the author of all Vedic literature. After compiling all the Vedic literature, he is not satisfied. So Nārada Muni, he is telling, why I am not satisfied? After doing everything, I divided the Vedas into 4. I created Purana. I compiled Purana, the supplementary, the Itihasa for the low class of people, those who cannot understand Vedas. Still, I am not satisfied in the heart. Why? Nārada Muni addressing his fault. He is the Guru. He is telling, you have not compiled anything which is related to the Supreme Lord, which is not related to the glorification of the Supreme Lord. You have not compiled which is broadcasting the glories of Supreme Lord. Therefore, it is not welfare for all the people. Therefore, you should compile Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is a mature compilation. It is the last book of Srila Vyasadeva. And it is the Vedanta Sutra, is the natural commentary of Vedanta Sutra. Cream of all Vedic knowledge. Is a ripened fruit of Vedas. How important is Śrīmad Bhāgavatam? Today is the same subject matter. What is the history of Bhāgavatam? So important. Actually, I have no time today, but next section I will be a little bit of talking about the glories of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. It itself is a session actually. So many glories from Padma Purana, from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam itself. Vaishnavanam Priya. What kind of Vaishnava you are claiming? I am Vaishnava, but you are not hearing. Putting tilak, putting kantimala does not qualify one to be Vaishnava. And Vaishnava means he is very much dear. This Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is very much dear to him. That is Vaishnava. What is called Vaishnava? Vaishnava's characteristic is here given. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam. It is Vaishnavanam Priya, is a favorite book of Vaishnava. And people are not hearing and passing as if I am a devotee. What kind of devotee you are? What kind of devotee? Where you are, who qualified you? Bhagavatam itself is disqualified you as a devotee because you are not interested in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And you are passing as a devotee from here, randomly here, and you are picking up and passing as a devotee. I know. Jasmin paramansam ekam amalam jnanam paramagyate. Tatra jnanam viraga. Bhakti samhita naiskrimam aviskritam tasrivanam supathanam vicharam parabhakta vimuchananara. Here it is saying that it is Vaishnavanam Priya. And how to read it? Savanam. You hear it. You are not hearing. You are not attending classes. What kind of Vaishnava? What kind of devotee? Supathanam means you study, note down the important point, whatever you are hearing. Vicharanam paro. Vicharana means you should contemplate, reflect. Just like I am going to college, I am hearing from the professor, noting down the important point, going home, back. Then I am doing my homework, reflecting whatever I have heard, whatever I have studied. In this way, this is the proper way of understanding Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam not just like that. You go and first of all, most of the people are not hearing. I quoted that verses. Why? What is the problem? There's an unspoken truth about the devotee. What is that? Out of many, very few are interested in hearing. Out of many of hearing, out of those few are hearing. Out of many, those who are interested in hearing, very few are concentratedly hearing, properly hearing, like studying, reflecting like that. Those who are seriously hearing attentively, out of them, very few are reflecting on that. And those who are reflecting, very few are applying. Those who are applying, very few are, passing this message to others for others' benefit. Therefore, Krishna says, Manusyanam sahasteshu kaschit yatati siddha yatatam api siddhanam mam kaschin veti tattva. Out of many means, one may be trying to endeavor to become perfect. Out of many perfections, one can hardly know me. One can hardly know me. Why there is a sound is coming, just mute all. Yeah. Excuse me, I have to mute all. Okay. Now let me share again. So this is the thing that people are not interested. This is the thing that how they are passing as a devotee. First thing is hearing is our first Sravanam. First Sravanam. Bhakti means Sravanam. You are not hearing what kind of chanting you are doing, what kind of service you are doing. Your mind is already restless. Your mind is restless. Hearing only its purification of the heart and mind. All the misgiving of the heart will be purified. Nasta prayesu abhadresu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. You cannot fix up. Your mind will always oscillating from here and there, from Maya. Purification needed means Sinmatam Sokatha Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtana Udantustani Avadrani Udunadi Slosata. This is called Bhagavatam study. Those who are not interested, they are all just passing as a devotee. I don't consider Bhagavatam, what I speak. Bhagavatam consider they are disqualified. They are not Vaishnavas. Sometimes we write, my dear Vaishnavas. What kind of Vaishnavas? This is wrong to address them Vaishnavas. They are not qualified to be Vaishnavas. Anyway, we will go through this recapping of the things. 3 chapters. You see how system we are, although it is a thematic study. When I will prepare these books, I will be making it more easier. I will not make complex. You see, we have a recap of that. Chapter 1 to 3. Only one slide, we know these 3 chapters. Before that, we do not know. Before coming to the classes hearing, we do not know what is there in 3 chapters. Chapter 1 to 3. 6 questions has been asked in Sonuka Muni to this Sutta Goswami. They were assembled in a place called Naimasarana. Still it is there near to Delhi. Naimasarana. At the bank of Ganges. So nearby it is the Naimasarana. And in Naimasarana, all these 88,000 sages, they have assembled and they wanted to do the Yajna because they foresee, just like astrologer can foresee what are the things going to happen in future. They can foresee that that the Kali Yuga is very bad. People are very, very, very bad, misdirected. Things are deteriorating, debilitating in Kali Yuga. Therefore, what to do? So in order to, they are very concerned. So to counteract, they wanted to do the Yajna, but they found out it is not a bona fide process. Then Sutta Goswami came and they are asking, what is the ultimate goal of life, ultimate good? Sutta Goswami is answering, to develop love of God is through bhakti. Savai punsam paro dharma jato bhakti radokyata. What is the essence of all scripture? Devotional service. What is the purpose of Krishna's appearance? To reclaim people in mode of goodness. Actually, to reclaim people. Of course, without mode of goodness, you cannot come back to Krishna. You have to be first mode of goodness. To reclaim the mode of people, because people have now lost, have forgotten Krishna, turned away from the Lord and suffering. What is Purusha Avatara? He is explaining how the Lord has taken Purusha Avatara to create all the things. Mahavishnu, Garbhodakya Sai Vishnu, Khirodakya Sai Vishnu. What is Lila Avatara? There are so many Lila Avatara. The 22 Lila Avatara has been given. So many avatara, Lord has incarnation, Lord has Jada Jada Dharmasya Glani Bhavati Bharata. Lord, just like Narasimha, they have come just recently. For what purpose? To kill the miscreants, Hiranyakasipu, to protect his devotee Prahlad. So many incarnations are there. Asankya. Hari Avatara hi Hari Asankya. And where did the religion take shelter after Krishna's disappearance? That is Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So the religion is now taking place in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam in this age of Kali. But we are so unfortunate, we are not interested to hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam means taking shelter of the religion. Dharmik, adharmik. You are not taking shelter of the religion. That means we are adharma. That means we are going to Jai Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki Jai. So we are adharma, adharmi. Adharmi means we are not going back to Godhead. We are not going back to Godhead. We are going to hell. That means how important is Śrīmad Bhāgavatam? Tremendously important. Vaishnavanam Priya. Our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu certified that this is the natural commentary of Vedanta Sutra. Veda means knowledge. Vedanta means end of knowledge, ultimate knowledge. And Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is natural commentary. No need to anything to study about Vedanta. So anyway, we go forward to our chapter 4, which is appearance of Nārada. And there are things like themes like question about history of Bhāgavatam. See how this Sutta Goswami, how this Saunaka Rishi and all, they are so much concerned about, so much interested about Bhāgavatam, because it's a very important book of knowledge. They're questioning how the history of Bhāgavatam, when the Bhāgavatam is spoken, then they are also further questioning. These are further questioned by Saunaka Rishi and company. Question about Sukadev Goswami, question about Parikshit Maharaj. All these things answer has been given in the 5th chapter, subsequent chapter, particularly 5th chapter onwards. So Vyasadeva divided the Vedas, Veda previously in one Veda, so it has been divided into 4. So we'll go through it a little bit of. Then Vyasadeva dissatisfaction. So Vyasadeva is not happy after compiling all the Vedic literatures, corollary, Purana, Itihasa, Samhita, so on and so forth. Then appearance of Nārada Muni. Then why Nārada appeared? To dispel the dissatisfaction of Vyasadeva. That where is your flaw? Where is your loophole? Why you are dissatisfied? Because you have not broadcasted the glories, wonderful glories of the Supreme Lord. Adbhuta Singha. We sing always the Tabakara Kamala Pale, Adbhuta Singha, Kesavadita Narahari Rupa. So how, Lord, Tabakara Kamala, Tabakara, your hand is like lotus feet. From lotus flower, like lotus flower. From lotus flower, how can the nails, pointed nails will grow? Therefore, it is called wonderful. Lord's activities is wonderful. Adbhuta Karmana, Harer Adbhuta Karmana. So, wonderful activities of the Lord is not, as long as it is not broadcasted, nobody can be satisfied. Nobody can be satisfied. Simply by hearing the Hari Katha, everybody will be satisfied. Hari Katha is nectar. Hari Katha attracts Hari himself. So we will go through a little quickly. So in the first thing is Saunaka Rishi further questioning the question about history of Bhāgavatam, when and where, why, and by whose inspiration did Vyasadeva compile Bhāgavatam. See, that is called a Vaishnavas. Vaishnava is not, we are not even attending the classes, but the Saunaka Rishi, he is not only hearing Bhāgavatam, want to hear, he want to hear also history of Bhāgavatam. When, where, why, by whose inspiration did Vyasadeva compile Bhāgavatam? They want to know the history of Bhāgavatam, how they are concerned about this understanding Bhāgavatam. Then question about Sukadev Goswami, quality of Sukadev Goswami. How did Hastinapur citizen recognize Sukadev Goswami? How did his meeting with Parikshit take place? These are the background they want to know, they're curious about know from the beginning, introduction part, history. These are this quality of Vaishnava. They want to know about this, everything. Question about Parikshit Maharaj, describe his birth, activities, renunciation. Parikshit Maharaj is the grandson of Arjun. He is very glorified. His death is glorified, his birth is glorified. In our birth, we are too much talking about ourselves. But Parikshit Maharaj's birth, we are talking about Krishna. How Krishna came into the womb and protect him from Aswastama Brahmastra. And Parikshit Maharaj's death is so glorified. We are not talking about Parikshit Maharaj more. We are talking about Krishna more. So his birth, we are talking about Krishna. His death, we are talking about Krishna more than himself. Therefore, he is glorified. Therefore, Sonakrish is asking, describe the birth activities and renunciation. Because during his death, the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam has been spoken. Therefore, we are more hearing about Krishna than Parikshit Maharaj's death. So how it is so much beautiful. Sorry, why don't you stay 6:30? Students, okay. Whenever time you come, because this evening program is very important. Thank you, Hare. So then in second year, Vyasadeva divided the Vedas. Vyasadeva in the meditation saw the anomalies of Kali Yuga, contemplated for the welfare of the people. Because this Vyasadeva are pure devotees of the Lord. He's actually not only pure devotee, he's an empowered incarnation, Satyavesa avatar. He can see also what is past, future, and all is present. So he saw that anomalies of Kali Yuga, how Kali Yuga is so deteriorating. So therefore he is thinking that how to do something for the welfare of the people. That means Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So therefore he divided one Veda into 4. Then history, authentic story. 5th Veda is Mahabharata. This is the compassion of Vyasadeva. He divided. After dividing, he has entrusted his 4 Vedas into four different authority. Like Jaimini is Samaveda. Vaishampayana is Vajur Veda. Atharva is Angira. Romaharsana is Purana, historical record. Like this he was giving. Rig Veda is Paila. So he has entrusted all the great sages. Then Vyasadeva dissatisfaction, because his effort, strict disciplinary vows, worship, Veda, etc. So still he feeling very incompleteness. Possible reason he himself is thinking that because I have not pointed out bhakti, which is dear to both perfect beings and infallible Lord. See, bhakti, without bhakti, everything is useless. Bhagavat bhakti hinasya, jati, shastra, everything is become a pranasya dehasya lokaranjanam. Is like a dead body. Ornamenting the dead body, what is the use? Is supposing you nicely decorated dead body with so much ornament. What is the use of that? Similarly, without bhakti, everything is useless. Therefore, after that, Nārada Muni appears Vyasadeva. Because Vyasadeva was regretting, so Vyasadeva receives him, and Nārada Muni further dispels his, remove his dissatisfaction. That where is your flaws? Why you are feeling incompleteness? So let's start quickly because we have a quick session today. So now in what period, at what place was the first begun, the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is begun? Why was this taken up? From where did Krishna, Daipanya Vyasa, great says, get the inspiration to compile this literature? So they want to know the history. We do not know the history, still we are not interested to hear anything about Bhāgavatam. Because Bhāgavatam is a special contribution of Srila Vyasadeva. There are so many inquiries by learned Saunaka Muni. It was known to them that Srila Vyasadeva had already explained the taste of the Vedas in various ways up to Mahabharata for the understanding of less intelligent people, Sudra, fallen member of family twice born. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is transcendental to all of them because it has nothing to do with anything mundane. So inquiries are very intelligent or relevant. See, this is a Prabhupada purport actually. Why? Because Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is Dharma projita kaitavatra nirmas saranam satam. Dharma projita kaitava is transcendental. It is not mundane. All Vedas and all still there's a touch of some mundane topics. But here, exclusively devotion to the Lord. Dharma projita means completely rejected all motivated religion. There is no motivation here. Exclusive bhakti, kevala bhakti. Therefore, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is transcendental. Therefore, it is Vaishnavanam Priya. But we do not know all the things. We don't hear. Then Vyasadeva was, then next one is the quality of Sukadeva Goswami. And how did Hastinapur citizen recognize Sukadeva? That is given very nice. So Sukadeva Goswami is a very liberated soul. So he is very much alert that he should not be entrapped. Therefore, he did not come out from the womb of his mother. He is a son of Vyasadeva. So he is always engaged in, progressive path of spiritual attainment, just like a liberated soul. He is very much indifferent to the world, just like a liberated soul. A liberated soul, for them, what is night? This is stated in Bhagavad Gita. What is night? Ye Nisa Sarvabhutanam Tam Jagrati. For sages, like liberated soul, is what is night for them? Awakening for the. It is stated very beautifully. We will show these verses. Very important verses. Bhagavad Gita. So ye Nisa Sarvabhutanam Tasyam Jagrati Samyami. Jasyam Jagrati Bhutani Sa Nisa Prashyatamune. What is night for all being is the time of awakening for the self-control. The time of awakening for all being night for the introspective sages. See, this is very important. Because for those who are liberated soul, for them, the two classes of intelligent men. One is intelligent and material activity for sense gratification. Other is introspective and awake to the cultivation of self-realization. Activities of introspective sages, thoughtful men are night for the person materially observed. Materialistic person remain asleep in such a night due to their ignorance of self-realization. Just like, we are getting up 4 o'clock for Mangala Aarti. For them, 4 o'clock is the best time to sleep. Very deep sleep comes actually 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. For them, it is sense gratification. Even you see the Bombay and all, they start sleeping 4 o'clock. You go to the metropolitan city, they work so much partying, etc., etc. 4 o'clock they sleep. That time this devotee wake up. So therefore, this Vasudev, the Sukadev Goswami is a very liberated soul. Although he appeared like ignorant, I don't know anything, because they are so much indifferent. They are very oblivious. Just like a drunkard is very, he do not know where he is sleeping, where he is telling. So they are very much oblivion to all these things, because their aim is Krishna. People do not understand them. Vaishnavara Kriya Mudra Vigneho Navujjay. Intelligent people cannot know the activities. They're thinking that, he's a madman. Sukadev Goswami, everybody thinking that because he was very naked actually, Digambara. So he is naked, totally naked. And everybody thinking that just a madman. But they do not realize he's a self-realized, liberated soul. Even when he was approaching to the Sukratala, where he spoke the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam to Parikshit Maharaj, so many children are behind him. They are thinking, joking, coming, like playing, like thinking that he's a madman. So many women and children. But as soon as they saw that, all the great sages from Nārada, Parasara, Parsurama, everybody is get up with respect when he comes. So they understood he is something different, such a exalted. So what happened? Very nice story about this. As soon as he come out from the womb of the mother, he was not interested to come out, but he was assured by the Krishna himself that Maya will not touch. So he was very 16-year-old young man. So that time what he did that, so he was came out from this house. He do not want to stay in household life. He went out. While passing, there are nearby some young damsels were bathing naked. So when this Sukadev Goswami passing, he's a 16-year-old, every part is very developed, and he was naked also. All the ladies, they did not cover their body. Why? Because Sukadev Goswami is transcendental. They can see that. He's transcendental to sex relations. He's such a liberated soul. But as soon as his father passed, Vasudev, ladies quickly dressed. Exactly like, although they are like children and grandchildren to Vasudev. But Sukadev Goswami is very young, still they covered their dress. Why? Then Vasudev is asking, why you reacted to me like this and to my son different? And they replied, because you are householder. As soon as you are householder, you distinguish he is a male and female. Otherwise, you cannot be a householder. Vasudev has got wife, children. So he distinguishes. That is the thing. And as long as such distinction is there, one cannot be said as like Sukadev Goswami, like sannyas. Sukadev Goswami is not a householder. He is a brahmachari. Is going like naked, nothing happened, I don't care anything. That's the difference between Vasudev and Ye. Therefore, they did not, cover their things. So such a personality was Sukadev Goswami. such a liberated soul. That is a Bhagavatam is stated in. So how was the son of Vasudeva recognized by the citizen when he entered into the city of Hastinapur, New Delhi, after wandering in various provinces of Kuru, Jangala, appearing like a madman, doomed and reacted? So yes, this is very important. Because he spoke this Bhagavad Gita in the bank of Ganges near Hastinapur. Hastinapur is Delhi. So Hastinapur was ruled by Parikshit Maharaj. That time Hastinapur is not only the capital of India, capital of Bharatavarsha. That time whole India was under one ruling. So it was Bharatavarsha. So the capital is Hastinapur, Delhi. So they are asking how, because after wandering everywhere, he came to the Hastinapur to speak Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. Therefore, they are asking that how he entered. Then again they are asking question, how did it so happen that Parikshit Maharaj met a great sage, making it possible for this great transcendental essence of Veda, Bhagavatam, to be sung. So here Śrīmad Bhagavatam stated here, essence of Veda. See how important Bhagavatam, but we are not interested to hear. It is not an imaginary story considered by unauthorized person. It is also called Sukha Samhita, or Vedic hymn spoken by Sukadeva Goswami, great liberated sage. So they are asking again that what happened that King Parikshit met these great sages Sukadeva Goswami, and which made possible that this great transcendental essence of Veda Bhagavatam to be sung, to be spoken to him. So it will be answered in the next section, next chapter actually, 5th. Then they are asking, Sukadeva Goswami was accustomed to stay at the door of household only long enough for a cow to be milked, and he did this just to sanctify the resident. See how this Sukadeva Goswami liberated. This is a real sannyasi, means he will not attach to even householder. They are called Madhukari. They will, as long as little bit of, he was going to householder, only that much of minute, long enough a cow to be milked, that's all. That is not for him, not for his own self interest, but to sanctify the householder. That is the called saintly person. Not that they are beggar. Sometimes India we think that, oh, they are beggar, they are coming, they are like parasite, they are not working, they are escaping from work. Why you are begging? Why don't you work? Arey Baba, if you do not know, you are working, you are condemned. You are going to hell by working. They are giving up work to save you. They are coming to you not to ask for something. They are coming to sanctify. This stated in beautiful verses. I forget where it is, 1933 or something. So let me find out. So they have come for this householder life to sanctify them. See here, see, simply by remembering you, our house become instantly sanctified. What to speak of seeing you, touching you, washing your holy feet, offering you seat in a home. How important is this? Simply by their presence, so important. This is also spoken in many verses, like many other verses, like when you face to face with sadhu. Lord Krishna spoke, when one is face to face with sun, there is no longer darkness of one eye. Similarly, when one is face to face with sadhu, devotee who is fully determined and surrendered to Supreme Personality of Godhead, one will no longer subject to material bondage. For that reason, they are coming. They are not coming for you to beggar. They are not beggar. They are coming for your goodness, your good only, because you are householders. O my Lord, great philanthropic soul, travel on the earth on behalf of Supreme Personality of Godhead to show compassion to the fallen soul who are averse to the sense of subordination to the Lord. See, all these householders, they have no sense of subordination. They are puffed up. Therefore, the Sukadeva Goswami, like liberated soul, they go house to house to sanctify. This is a very good verse spoken by the father of Krishna. Nanda Maharaj, oh my Lord, great devotee person like you, move from one place to another, not for their own interest, but for the sake of poor-hearted grahastha, householder. Otherwise, they have no interest in going from one place to another place. So here, very nicely spoken by this very nice verse, this one. Nanda Maharaj is speaking to Gargamuni that you great devotee, you go one place to another place, not for you, for your own interest, not for begging, not for your filling your stomach, but for the sake of poor-hearted grahastha. This is what Sukadev Goswami is going door to door, householder, for that purpose. So next, it is said that Maharaj, question about Parikshit Maharaj described his birth activity in renunciation. It is said that Maharaj Parikshit is a great first-class devotee of the Lord, and that his birth activities are all wonderful. Please tell us about him. That will be spoken in next, actually, subsequent chapters. So how he was taken birth. So actually this, when he was in the womb of Uttara, his mother, the Aswasthama, he was very offended by the Pandavas. So he was very angry, and he wanted to kill this last son of the dynasty. He already killed 5 sons of Draupadi. But Maharaj Parikshit was in the womb. So again he wanted to kill him, and he threw this Brahmastra. That time Krishna was about to leave from Hastinapur, go to Dwaraka. Then this Uttara, he felt very burning in this stomach, in his womb. So immediately he is coming and praying to Krishna, Krishna, please save me. So Krishna immediately went inside, as a Paramatma went inside and counteract this Brahmastra and saved Parikshit Maharaj. So therefore his name is Parikshit, means in the womb of, while he was in the womb, he saw the Krishna. So then when he came out, everybody is looking, examining whether the person I saw in the womb, is he that person? Is he that person? Therefore, his name is Parikshit. Parikshit means examining. He's examining everyone. I saw in the mother of my womb one beautiful personality. So he is searching for that, examining whether he is that person. Therefore, his name became Parikshit. He was a great emperor, possessed all opulences, acquired kingdom. He was exalted. He was increasing prestige, Pandu dynasty. Why did he give up everything to sit down in the bank of Ganges and fast until death? That will be spoken in the next spoken, how he was being cursed by the sages, the son of the sages. So then cursed to die by the serpent, Takhyaka. And when he heard about this, then immediately he gave up everything and take shelter in Ganges. That will be detailed, described with very nice explanation and example in the next chapter, subsequent chapter. He was such a great emperor that all his enemies would come and bow down at his feet, surrender all their wealth for their own benefit. He was full of youth, strength. He possessed kingly opulences that were difficult to give up. Why did he want to give up everything, including his life? Very, very important. He is a very quiet young man, could enjoy life, power, everything. He could have counteract everything, but he was a pious king. He was a very, very pious, means very pious king. And there is no need of question of untimely giving up his kingdom of life. But they are very curious to know why he gave up all these favorable circumstances and sit down the bank of Ganges fasting till death. This is very astonishing to everyone. Why? Parikshit Maharaj is such a great king and gave up everything. That we will be knowing in the next chapters. He was such a great emperor that all his enemy would have, that is same thing. So Sutta Goswami said that how the Vyasadeva divided the Vedas. So Vyasadeva, when second millennium overlapped third, that means when the end of this Dwapara Yuga, the great sage Vyasadeva was born to Parasara in the womb of Satyavati, the daughter of Vasu. Once upon a time, Vyasadeva, as the sun rose, took his morning ablution in the waters of Saraswati, sat alone in the concentration. The great sage Vyasadeva saw anomalies in the duty of millennium And this happened on the earth in different ages due to unseen force of time. The great sage was fully occupied with knowledge, could see through the transcendental vision, deterioration of everything material due to influence of this sage. He could see the faithless people in general would be reduced in duration of life and would be impatient due to lack of goodness. Thus he contemplated the welfare of the men in all status of order of life. That is the thing. So why great sages, he compiled everything divided. Previously only one Veda, that is called Atharva Veda. He divided into 4. Because he saw that future anomalies of Kali Yuga, how Kali Yuga manda sumanda mataya manda bhagaya patita.
Can't see screen, Prabhu.
Sorry?
Prabhu cannot see screen.
Cannot see the screen. How?
Yeah, internet got disconnected and
Now you can see? Screen you can see now? Hello?
Yes, Prabhuji, it's visible.
Yeah, okay. Okay then. So this is the thing, that why Vasudev divided. Actually this Veda was only one, because he saw that these Kali Yuga people are very deteriorating, debilitating. They have no memory also. They cannot understand all the Vedas. So therefore he divided into 4. Because just like astrologers see a future thing, so therefore here unfortunate people of the age are very reluctant to give reception to the transcendentalists who are representing of Srila. This is the same point Prabhupada is mentioning. The unfortunate men of this age are always reluctant. Reluctant means not interested to give reception to the transcendentalists, who are the representative of Srila Vasudev and selfless worker, always busy in planning something which may be help everyone in all status of life. Therefore, the greatest philanthropy is those transcendentalists who represent the mission of Vasudev. That is the whole aim of the mission, is that same, that how to bring back the fallen soul back to home, back to Godhead. Therefore, Vasudev has divided one Veda to divided into 4 Vedas, so that easy for them to understand. Formerly, there was only one Veda called Yajur Veda. 4 divisions of sacrifice were there, specially mentioned. But to make those more easily performable, the Vedas were divided into 4 divisions of sacrifice, just to purify the occupational service of the 4 orders. Above the 4 orders, namely Rig, Yajur, Sam, Atharva, there are Puranas, Mahabharata, Samhita, etc. I have already posted you one beautiful thing. I think I have that one. That how so many Vedas, Vedangas, so many things are there. Samhita, Puranas. So Mahabharata is called 5th Veda. So Vasudev and his many disciples, they were also very kind, sympathetic toward fallen soul of this age of Kali. So they have divided everything and distributed all the things. But original source is Veda. There are so many branches of knowledge, but original test, everything is coming out from the Vedas only. Originally only Vedas. From there, they have so many, everything as a root is Veda. But whole idea of Veda, Vedeshta sarve aham eva bhati, whole idea to understand Krishna. So everything has been done, this literature, only for the sake of the people, those who cannot understand. This just like Vedas cannot understand. He divided into 4. The 4 Vedas, then he started writing a headline of Veda, 108 Upanishad. Upanishad also cannot be understood. Then he started writing the Puranas, so that through Puranas they can understand. So in this way, only for the mission of welfare of the people, he divided all the literature, because Kali Yuga people are not so advanced. Then Vasudev, after doing everything, he was not satisfied. He is not satisfied, because he thought that, now what is the cause of my dissatisfaction? I have done everything. I have divided the Vedas. I wrote Mahabharata for the people who are not so advanced to understand Vedas. So why Stri Dijabandhuna, Stri or Dijabandhuna, those who are Stri women and Dijabandhu, twice born, for them I have compiled Mahabharata also. It includes everything, politics, sociology, psychology, everything. But still he is not satisfied. What is the reason for my dissatisfaction? Everything he did for unqualified Brahmana, that is called Dijabandhu. unqualified Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishya family. So Mahabharata is written. Mahabharata, there is a Bhagavad Gita also written. Everything written, but is dissatisfied. So Srila Vasudev is thinking, maybe I have not pointed out the bhakti. He was thinking like this. And that time, Nārada Muni appeared. Nārada Muni appeared, and what he told that Nārada Muni is the spiritual master of Srila Vasudev. Nārada Muni is spiritual master of so many. Prahlad Maharaj, spiritual master. Vasudev, Valmiki, spiritual master. Durva Maharaj, spiritual master. Prachetas. So Nārada Muni is the spiritual master of almost all exalted devotees. So not like how we present in Indian cinema and all the, is a caricature kind of thing. No, Nārada Muni is not just like that, no, a hilarious character, like, no. He is very great personality. So Nārada Muni, understanding the disciples' heart, that how he is not content, so he appeared. And after appearing, he immediately pointed out, as Nārada Muni reached the cottage of Krishna Dvaipanya Vyasa on the bank of Saraswati, just as Vasudev was getting his defect. At the auspicious arrival of Nārada Muni, Vasudev got up respectably, worship him, giving him veneration equal to given to Brahma. So here, this very important point is that what is missing point? The missing point is bhakti. Because all of the chapter, Vedas, Puranas, bhakti is mixing. Everything is there. How to improve everything. But the bhakti was not there. How to worship, karma kanda, jnana kanda, everything is there. But bhakti is not there. No transcendental service of the Lord. No transcendental activities of the Lord is broadcasted. Therefore, he felt dissatisfaction. Therefore, he felt very vacuum, that I compiled everything for the welfare. Why I am dissatisfied? Because most important thing is the ultimate goal of life is the bhakti. Bhagavata bhakti hinasya jnana, very nice, so many verses is there. So I will show you one verse is very nice, that how without bhakti everything is useless. This is a beautiful verse quoted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhagavata bhakti hinasya jati shastram japa tapa apranasya dehasya mandanam lokam ranjanam. For a person devoid of devotional service, birth in a great family, nation, knowledge, revealed scriptures, knowledge of the revealed scriptures. So, Vasudev has given this knowledge of revealed scripture. But in this knowledge of revealed scripture like Veda, Vedanta, Puranas, Mahabharata, Upanishad, he did not give this devotional service. Devotional service means wonderful activities of the Lord, narration of the wonderful activities of the Lord. Performance of austerity, penance, chanting Vedic mantra are like ornament on a dead body. All his Vedic study is just like an ornament on the ornament of the dead body. Such ornament simply serve the concocted pleasure of the general populace. So this is simply a pranasya dehasya ranjanam, lokum ranjanam. They are all ornament of the dead body. That will not give you any kind of, supposing in a dead body you nicely ornament. What is the use of that? Useless. So all these Vedic studies, all the austerity, chanting of Vedic mantra, he has given so many Vedic mantra, Samhita, Puranas, all these things is useless unless bhakti is there. Therefore, he is dissatisfied. Krishna also pointed out the same thing. Krishna also pointed out that without bhakti, everything is like useless. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya says, Prema Pumartha Mahan. Prema Pumartha Mahan. Bhakti is the important thing. So here it is stated that Mai Sanjayate Bhakti ko anya arthasya vasishyate. So without bhakti, there is nothing is left. Bhakti is the last word. What other purpose of goal could remain for my devotee? Without bhakti. Without bhakti, everything is not useless. Therefore, Krishna has told to Uddhava that the bhakti is the most important thing in this area. So, bhakti, so many verses is given in this regard. So, I will send you these things. Krishna says, na sadhayati mam yogo na sankhyam dharma uddhava na sodhaya tapastyaga jata bhaktir mamodjita. My dear Uddhava, the unalloyed devotional service rendered to me by my devotee bring me under their control. I cannot be thus controlled by those who engage in mystic yoga, Sankhya philosophy, pious work, Vedic study, austerity, or renunciation. The Vedic study has nothing. Krishna is not happy with Vedic study. He is happy with devotional service. He is happy with devotional service. Prahlad Maharaj also very nicely speaking, very nice. Bhakti tu utasya bhagavana. Without bhakti, all other qualities are useless. Very beautiful verses. Prahlad Maharaj says, one may possess wealth, aristocratic family, beauty, austerity, education, sensory expertise, luster, influence, physical strength, diligence, intelligence, mystic yogic power. I think even by all these qualifications, one cannot satisfy Supreme Lord. However, one can satisfy the Lord simply by devotional service. Gajendra did this, thus the Lord was satisfied. Therefore, the Bhagavatam is important because Bhagavatam will infuse the bhakti in our heart. In our heart. Once you get bhakti, there is nothing to be left. There is nothing to be read. So Krishna said in these beautiful verses that what more remains to be accomplished for the perfect devotee after achieving devotional service unto me, the Supreme Absolute Truth, whose quality are innumerable, who am the embodiment of all ecstatic. There is nothing more than bhakti. Once you attain bhakti. So bhakti is very, very important. Therefore, ekanta bhakti, Prahlad Maharaj also spoken very nicely that we need, what is the ultimate goal of life? In this material world, to render service to the lotus feet of Govinda, the causes of all causes, and to see him everywhere is the only goal of life. This much alone the ultimate goal of human life, as explained by all labeled scriptures. Ultimate goal is called ekanta govinde bhakti. Ekanta bhaktir govinde. Yes, sarvatra tadikshanam. Ekanta bhakti. That is divorce bhakti. So what is important, why Bhagavatam is related to bhakti, that is stated in these beautiful verses. Why Bhagavatam is important. Jassang bhai Śrīyamanayam Krishna Paramakuruse Bhakti Rutpadate Punsam Soko Moho Bhayopaya. So here it is said that simply by once giving oral reception, that means simply by hearing the Śrīmad Bhagavatam, the feeling for loving devotional service to the Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sprouts up at once, extinguishes the fire of lamentation, illusion, and fearfulness. That is very important. It sprout up at once, extinguish the fire of lamentation, illusion. Sprouts up, what is sprouts up? Sprouts of the bhakti. Therefore, this is very important. Therefore, Bhagavatam hearing is very important. Very beginning verses also Krishna say, it is stated that how simply by hearing process, it is stated here that sadhya hude avaruddhate atra kirtibi susuribhi tatakshana. By hearing and glorifying Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Ishvara sadhya hude avaruddhate. Immediately the Krishna will come, manifest in the heart. Śrīmad Bhagavatam Mahamuni Kirte Kimba Parairisva. What other scripture you need? Simply hear Bhagavatam. But we are not interested to hear Bhagavatam. What kind of Vaishnava we are? What kind of devotee we are? Simply prasadam interested, nothing else. What is this? Putting tilak, kantimala does not make, as I told you. So this is why this Bhagavatam is very important. So this is the question is spoken, and all these questions are spoken by the further questions spoken by the Saunaka Rishi. Then we have learnt today is the question spoken by the Saunaka Rishi about history of Bhagavatam, Sukadev Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj. Why Vasudev divided? Because welfare of the people are not so advanced in this age of Kali. But still he is not satisfied because he has not mentioned the bhakti or glories of transcendental activities of the Lord. Bhakti means Sravanam Kirtanam Harir Adbhuta Karmana. That is bhakti. So hearing and chanting are activities of the Lord. Therefore, Nārada Muni appeared to dissipate all his discontentment, all his doubt. So thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. So this is the end of this chapter. This chapter is only most of the question, very easy chapter. So we will continue in the next chapter. And if you have any question, you can ask quickly, I can answer. And next chapter, we will learn about the answer of all the things. Answer how Nārada Muni is coming, how he is pointing out everything. and this and there's and all the answers about Parikshit Maharaj, how he was cursed, how he came to the bank, how he left all the kingdom and came to the bank of Ganges, and that time how the Sukadev Goswami came to that place, and there was a Śrīmad Bhāgavatam was spoken. So thank you very much. If you have yes, yes, yes,
Prabhu, this Bhagavad Puran was written at the last.
yes,
But Skanda Puran and Padma Puran. Padma Puran has got 3 pages of glorification of Bhagavatam and
correct. Very
Skanda
good.
also.
Yeah, very good question. Yeah,
How
yeah.
come they were written beforehand?
Yes, yes, very good question. That's why they have, this is the foretelling of Padma Purana is already foretold about the glories of Bhagavatam is going to, because they are Trikaladarshi. As it is stated in these verses, today's verses, that how the Sukadev goes, how the Vyasadev can see the anomalies of Kali Yuga. So when he was compiling all this Bhagavatam also, he knows that Bhagavatam going to be happen. He knows anomalies, he already knows there will be things. And also in Padma Purana, you see that the glories of Bhagavatam not spoken by the Vyasadev. It is also spoken by the Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva also speaking the glories of Bhagavatam. Aham Vetmi, Sukha Vetmi, Vyasa Vetmina Vetmi. He is already so many glorification of the Padma Purana is not spoken by, they are spoken by Kumaras, 4 Kumaras. So they are all Trikaladarshi. They know that Bhagavatam is going to happen. Just like an astrologer, you go, Prabhupada is giving example. This question was asked to Prabhupada also. So he is telling, just like you are going to astrologer, astrologer can tell you that what is going to be happen. So similarly, all this Kumara, 4 Kumara, Bhagavatam is not just spoken by Sukadev Goswami or Vyasadev to Vyasa. It is spoken originally to Krishna to Vyasadev. Then this Sankarsan, he spoke to Kumaras. Kumara spoke to the Nārada Muni. Maitra spoke to Vidura. There are so many branches of Bhagavatam, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So there are so many disciplic succession of Bhagavatam. Lord Shiva also spoke. So they already foretold that Vyasadev is going to compile. Vyasadev is going to compile. They already foretold. Just like they foretold about the Parikshit Maharaj, how he is going, everything is foretold. So they foretold already things, they know what is going to be happen. So therefore in Padma Purana and some other Purana, there is a specification, glories of Bhagavatam is there. Just like Buddha, before even Buddha written in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, it was foretold that Buddha will appear.
Yes,
so they know that in future tense, Buddha is written in future tense. No other avatar is written. I think you have not noticed. Last section I have shown you that Buddha avatar. It is said that Buddha will appear.
Right.
He never say Buddha has appeared. So they have already, they already knew this. They are the Trikaladarshi. Trikaladarshi means they know the past, present, future. So yes,
Bhagavatam was written at the Sandhya of Treta and Dwapar and Kali.
yes. In the very first verses it is written. When it is spoken, it is first verse. It is said, and what period and what place was first begun, why was taken up. It is answered that his son, his Vyasadev's son was great devotee. So it is written that when it was written, that at the end of the Dwapara Yuga, it was the Dwapara Yuga and Kali Yuga conjunction, it was written.
But it was somewhere I read that it was written before also, before before Yugas also Bhagavatam was written.
Before Yoga, this is the written here. Before Yoga written, this disciplic succession is not mentioned here, but there is disciplic succession that Maitra, Vidura, Lord Shiva, Kumaras. So this way, but this is not this kalpa. We are thinking of this kalpa, but Bhagavatam is written many kalpa back. It's not like Krishna Dwapara Yuga is this one. There's so many Dwapara Yuga. You understand? So many Dwapara Yuga is gone.
So it's a 28th Manvantara, Manu.
Yes, 28th, not 28th Manvantara. It is 28th Dwapara Yuga of
seventh Manu.
7th Manvantara of 7th Manvantara, 28th Dwapara Yuga.
Sorry, Prabhu?
7th Manvantara, 28th Dwapara Yuga.
28th Dwapara Yuga.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are so many kalpa, so many Dwapara Yuga. It's not like first time, so.
Okay. So that means Sandhya Kal of this Kali Yuga, end of Kali Yuga, and new Sat Yuga will come.
Yes, yes.
So-
Therefore it is stated na. Anamolis, they see the Kali Yuga, Anamolis of Kali Yuga, therefore it is written this. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhu. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
so
Thank you
much.
very much. Gansara Sriman Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to all the devotees. We will meet the next session and have a detailed discussion. Thank you so much. Hare
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.